What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Steelers Week 2 Monday Night Football preview as my beloved 1-0 Cleveland Browns, who are coming off a very impressive and wet 24-3 dub over the Cincinnati Bengals. By the way, that was our first season opening home win since 2004. And the Browns have also now won back-to-back season openers for the first time since 1993 and 1994. And now the Browns look to start a season 2-0 for the first time since 1993 as they travel to a place that I like to consider our house of horrors, Acrisure Stadium, formerly known as Heinz Field, to face off against what I assume will be a very agitated 0-1 Pittsburgh Steelers team who just got their asses handed to them by the San Francisco 49ers 30-7. Now, before I get into this preview, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, become a member for exclusive perks like cool emotes, and once I get enough members, I'll start posting members-only content. So if you want to see that, become a member. Trust me, it'll be worth it. So with that being said, let's get into this preview. Now, before I talk about the game and everything, got some injuries to talk about, of course. Jack Conklin's out for the year. We already know that. Juan Thornhill, I have not heard an update on him. But what about the Steelers? Now, as you can see, courtesy of Alex Kozora on Twitter, the Steelers are dealing with quite a few injuries to some key positions. Deontay Johnson, he's out this week. We already know that. Pat Freiermuth. Cam Hayward, possibly going on IR. He's out this week. DeMarvin Leal. And two big ones. Chukwuma Okorafor, the right tackle, and right guard, James Daniels. And then, of course, wide receiver, Miles Boykin. Now, what are the ramifications if Okorafor and Daniels miss this game? Okorafor is in concussion protocol, so he might be back, but we'll see. We saw with Denzel Ward, it took him a while to get out of the protocol. Now, if Daniels and Okorafor do indeed miss this game, Dylan Cook and Nate Herbig will be on the right side of their offensive line, at least according to our lads, the side I like to use. They might switch it up and go someone else, but most likely it'll be Cook at right tackle and Herbig at right guard. And those two, of course, will be matched up with the former Vikings, Dalvin Tomlinson and Zadarius Smith. Oh my God. Oh boy. That would be a nightmare. If you're a Steelers fan, I'm sure you're praying that Okorafor and Daniels, both or at least one of them, come back this week. Because look at what the freaking Niners did to Kenny Pickett. Oh my God. 5 sacks! None from Nick Bosa. Drake Jackson had 3 sacks last week. And I believe he was on the right side. So he was against Okorafor. And now he's got to face Zadarius. And I'm not even talking about Dan Moore Jr. against Miles. My God. I mean, Orlando Brown Jr. was in hell against Miles. Not to mention, Jim Schwartz was moving him all around. He had him on the outside, on the inside. He even had him at linebacker, I'm pretty sure. I believe on that play where he was air dribbling the ball, I believe he was technically a linebacker on that play. Jim Schwartz is a madman, and I freaking love it. I freaking love it, man. Love this guy. I mean, comparing him to Joe Woods is like night and day. Like, seriously. Like, I saw our defense legit shut down 3 of the best receivers in the NFL. Legit. Like, the best receiving core in the NFL got seatbelt citied by the Browns secondary. They couldn't do a thing. Couldn't do nothing. Joe Burrow really had no time either. But when he did throw the ball, there was always a Browns player right there. Whether it was Denzel, Greg Newsome, Emerson. Those 3 had those guys in clamps and straitjackets. You know, if I had to come up with a nickname for our secondary, I'm calling it Seatbelt City. For real. Because they were practically in seatbelts. They were in straitjackets. Now, what about the defensive front? Do you have a nickname for those guys? Yeah, the lake front. Why? Because it hits you hard and comes at you fast. And you don't even see what's coming. You don't know what's coming. Just like the lake. That lake be whipping up things out of nowhere. Like, heck, it wasn't supposed to rain. And you know what? It was only raining at the stadium. Nowhere else. That's freaking crazy. But yeah, like I said, the only thing standing in our way of starting this season 2-0 is the fact that we got to go to a place where we've only won twice since we came back. Yeah, we've only won at Heinz Field twice. The first time was all the way back in, I believe, 2003, ironically, on Monday Night Football, when we went in there and smacked them around. And then, of course, the last time was that playoff game in 2020 when Baker Mayfield and company went in there and our defense forced 5 turnovers against a noodle-armed Big Ben. That, I believe, was Pouncey's last game, too. Yeah. And then the year after, Big Ben retired. But yeah, those are the injuries. And then we look at the Steelers' offensive line grades. And yeah, if our D-line does to Pittsburgh like what we did to Cincy, we eating good tonight, baby. Yeah. Mo Hurst gonna be doing some belly rubs for real, like, because he's gonna be full. We're gonna get fat. Yeah. I was gonna get like 4 sacks against Moore with that grade. My God. A 22.9 pass block grade? And you expect him to block arguably the best bona fide pass rusher? What about TJ Watt? TJ Watt is technically a linebacker. Miles is a straight up D end. Yeah. There you go. Clarification for you. But yeah, man, our DNs should eat like kings this Monday night. But we'll see what happens. And of course, in terms of run grades, not much better. And now they get to face a Jim Schwartz defense. And if you know nothing about Jim Schwartz, just know that his defense is notoriously really good against the run. So it's going to be fun to see what our run D does against the Steelers. Of course, they have Najee Harris. Although, to be fair, they were able to contain Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon didn't really go off against us. Now we got to face Najee Harris. We'll see how that goes. But now with that being said, let's get into the Browns side of things. Starting off with the rankings, courtesy of Brad Stainbrook on Twitter. Shout out to Brad as always. But as you can see, we're all over the place. Again, ESPN has us 11th. CBS has us 7th. NFL 13th. PFT 11th. Yahoo 9th. Fox 4th. Damn. Fox showing major love. Love to see it. And then Bleacher Report has us 11th. So for most of the outlets, we're right in the middle of the pack. And then you got Fox having us top 5. I mean, damn, we must have really impressed them. Sheesh. For real. But now let's talk about the series history. And obviously, Pittsburgh has dominated this series as of late, mainly when Big Ben was their quarterback. It'll be interesting to see how things go with Big Ben now gone. But yeah, Pittsburgh leads the overall series 80-62-1. Pittsburgh's last win came week 18 last year, last game of the season. And the Browns last won last year, week 3, on Thursday Night Football, coming off that loss to the Jets. So it's good that they were able to bounce back after such an excruciating loss. All right. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Now, with that being said, let's get into my 3 keys to victory. Key number 1, try to slow down TJ Watt. You're not going to stop him. He's going to get his. Just better hope Deshaun has his running shoes on. If I had to suggest anything to help the Rook, send a running back or a tight end over there to help out, because they're not going to stop him all the way. Best you could do is to stay away from him and slow him down. maybe utilize the play action to slow him down a bit. But yeah, you're not going to stop him. At best, you're going to slow him down. Number 2, get to Kenny Pickett. The Niners did. Trey Jackson absolutely ate Zadarius Smith. I want to see you go crazy. Myles Garrett, I want to see you go crazy. Imagine Double O has like a big sack game. Like, I'm talking 5 sacks himself out of nowhere. Because that's something that would happen. Double O gonna go crazy. Yeah. I wish he was wearing number 7. Call him 007. I think he actually wanted to, but he couldn't. So he's wearing 54. Okay. Not a bad number. Double O was a beast last week, too. He even got a sack. In fact, I think he got the first official sack of the season. Nice. And then, of course, Myles got the 4th down sack that gave us the ball in their territory, and then we scored. That was game, pretty much. Love to see it. And then, get the Kenny Pickett, force turnovers. You know the spiel. Number 3, take care of the ball. Jerome Ford, I'm looking at you. For real. Luckily, we were able to take control because that fumble could have been a killer. Especially because we were driving down the field so well, and then he fumbled. And that whole play started with Deshaun bobbling the ball. I think the ball was wet, and then Jerome just lost control of it. But, oh well. I'm not going to make a ton of excuses there. It's just bad play, you know? At least we were able to recover from that, too. But yeah, those are my 3 keys to victory. My player to watch, Zadarius Smith. Because, like I said, is he going up against a Okorafor, or is he going up against a backup? We'll see. Now, my guess is if they, regardless, actually, if they have a Okorafor or the backup out there, they're going to chip him and try to slow him down. But it's like you got to realize Myles Garrett's on the other side. So who are you going to chip? Who are you going to dedicate other resources to? Right? And not to mention, if you're over here double teaming Zadarius, Myles is going to get open. And then vice versa. Right? And if you're double teaming one and chipping the other, you have no assets to protect against the interior. Because believe it or not, guys, our interior is actually good. They can actually get penetration. Shelby Harris, Dalvin Tomlinson, Mo Hurst. Do we see Jordan Elliott do something this week? Do we see Siaki Ika? It'll be fun. I can't wait. But yeah, I think Zadarius Smith will have a big game this week. Of course, he knows the Steelers very well from his days in Baltimore. So I'm sure he's excited to be facing the Steelers again. And then as for my prediction, I have the Browns actually doing something that they haven't done in the regular season in pretty much, 20 years. And that's winning in Pittsburgh. 28-24 Browns. Ironically, this game is on Monday Night Football. The last time we won in Pittsburgh in the regular season, Monday Night Football, back in 2003, I believe. Does it happen again?
I hope so.
I really do. But this should be a fun game. I can't wait. Of course, I'll be streaming it. Best part is it's on ESPN, so I don't have to stream the game on my computer. I'll actually be up to par with the broadcast. I won't be behind like I was streaming on Paramount Plus. And another note to pass along: I will be a guest on Yinzer Max Sports, formerly Steel Sermon, formerly Steel Maiden, formerly City of Champions. God, you're a real YouTube OG if you remember when he had that as his name, City of Champions. It's a long time ago. But yeah, I will be on his channel this weekend. I'm pretty sure it'll be Sunday since we play on Monday. I'll be over there talking about this game, and yeah, you guys tune in and let's get this dub on Monday night, all right? Let's start the season 2-0 for the first time since '93. I'm not even going to talk about what happened last year. I don't want to talk about it. But if I must, if you're wondering what happened last year that prevented you guys from going 2-0, I'll just say this. It was a lethal combination of Joe Woods, Cade York, and our special teams hands unit simply not falling on an onside kick. Yep. Joe Woods' defense, Cade York missing an extra point, And then, like I just said, our special teams hands unit missing on an onside kick. If they fall on that onside kick, game's over. If Cade York makes that extra point on the Chubb touchdown, they're tied. And if Joe Woods' defense was actually competent, we win. Because get this, guys, the Jets had no timeouts with less than 2 minutes to go, and Joe Woods' defense just let Joe Flacco drive on down the field on him. The first play, of course, was that wide open touchdown to Corey Davis because nobody bothered to guard him. And then after the onside kick, they just let Joe Flacco drive on down the field and win. Classic Joe Woods defense. I'm so glad he's gone. He needs to be tried for his treachery and his crimes against football. My God, watching a Jim Schwartz defense compared to a Joe Woods defense is like night and day. It's so refreshing to see our defense actually stop them. Like we all know, if that was a Joe Woods defense, the Bungles probably would have somehow tied or won that game. On that fourth down where Miles got the sack, a Joe Woods defense would have let them get the first down, and that could have started something bad for us. But luckily, Myles Garrett got there, got the sack, and that turned the game on its head for the Bungles. So, yeah, you love to see it. Let's continue this winning thing into week 2, and let's do something that we haven't done since 1993. Let's start the season 2-0, guys. Let's freaking go. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. And I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Bye-bye.